If a billionaire's daughter producing an Oscar bait piece of media masquerading as a video game got a 10 out of 10 from most game reviewers, I wonder what an upcoming game from the developer's speculative agency are going to receive. I believe I have some footage here of their last business field trip on hand. Just give me a second. Oh wait, I must have got my clips mixed up, but I wasn't far off. A video game called All Will Rise currently has a demo available on Steam, where you too can experience managing your team mixed with eco-terrorists and godmen. That's right, this is a game about a scrappy group of eco-friendly protagonist lawyers investigating and bringing down a massive corporation. Well, at least 2 members of your team are. I'm uncertain of the 3rd member, but he sure does like to call the main character the boss, because fortunately, he knows his place. And in this game, you will engage in riveting and diverse gameplay, like reading text on screen about how bad the corporation is, as well as reading text on screen about how it's hurting and killing animals. Then you're gonna read text on screen about how a woman killed her abusive husband in front of her children, and the only true justice is helping her escape the law. But don't worry, it does break that up with a deck builder style game, where you need to win arguments to gain supporters to your cause. And I'll go into more detail about that system later. First off, I think it's important to say that unlike Mixtape, this is actually a video game. You visit locations, collect and upgrade cards, and need to manage the resources of yourself and the team. But what makes this so much worse than an art piece pretending to be a video game is that this is a video game trying to be propaganda. Where Mixtape wanted to pretend it belonged with the great video games of all time, this is trying to position itself to say video games should inspire people to one or another very specific political agenda. I swear, if this game gets a 10 out of 10, the internet is going to go nuts. I'm looking at you, IGN. Don't do it. Well, it's currently getting funded on Kickstarter, and it has promised to return the funding it received from Microsoft ever since it became a part of the No Games for Genocide movement. It's also going to give back the money that they received from a multi-billion-dollar corporation. On their Kickstarter page, they have been funded above and beyond the needed goal, and on their profile they say, "We want to help people think about their role in making a positive change in the world, to let people explore new and speculative forms of agency in their lives and the future of our planet." So let's get into how they managed to achieve this goal. We start off with the introduction screen, where we can see in the bottom paragraph that this is a game in development, made with rage and joy by a small team passionate about making meaningful games for a burning world. Pouring all of your rage into something tends to lead to a positive outcome. So we start at our first conversation, where our main character, Kawili, on the left, is discussing the upcoming case that's going to serve as our tutorial. I'll let my experience during this segment speak for itself. Team office, 4 a.m., the day before closing arguments. Your Honor, the time is now. The place? You're slouching. Shh, she's in the zone. The what? That's what she calls it, the zone. Whatever. The time is now. The place is here. Let us. Damn it, Joy. Don't blame me for giving you constructive feedback. It's okay to be nervous, Kawili. Nervous? Who said anything about nervous? Now you've done it, Shintu. Oh my gosh. Oh, come on. They both look tired, but what we're doing here, it's important. We've spent 8 months convincing Muziris High Court that the River Perrier deserves the right of legal personhood. Wait, what? Make the river a legal person? Oh man, that's what we're doing, eh? If we win, we could hold the government and corporations to account in a new way. Life returns to the river. Oh. If we lose, then everything stays the same, and one day our dying river will be dead. Just a ray of fucking sunshine, eh? And it all comes down to the closing arguments tomorrow. I need to focus on one advantage that giving the river legal... What? I need to focus on one advantage that giving the river legal personhood has over the current regulatory framework. So they need to find how making it a person will give it an advantage in producing future regulations. I don't have time to explain them all in court, but I can't decide which claim I should make. I don't think it's about that. I don't think it's about giving the river an advantage as being a person. I think it's about proving why the river should be called a fucking person. Because it's not. Maybe you should go with your instincts. You can already tell. Oh, he's the simp. He's the simp, isn't he? Or you could be strategic and play out your strengths. Oh, she's the strong backup. All right. We should center the voices and experiences of the people who have an ancient ties on the river and depend upon it. Do judges even have heartstrings to tug on? Oh yeah, I got a voice for her. Shinto yawns magnificently and then immediately looks apologetic. I think that's our cue to get some rest. See you all tomorrow in court.
And remember, Kuili, all you have to do is win.
There we go, that fits. Yes, truly riveting stuff. We then get introduced to the gameplay. That is poorly explained to say the least, but essentially you're trying to achieve goals that are set on the top left of the corner. There doesn't seem to be a standard win condition. It will depend on what you're trying to do. The very first engagement you have is obviously a no-brainer. This is a tutorial engagement, to be fair. So as a lawyer, you very easily persuade the judge to dictate that the river in question is registered and qualified as a human being. So we can read in the top left here that we need to set the judge's pink stat, which is their heart, to more than full. In this case, it caps out at 40. Then we need to ensure that we have the card Life Returns to the River, leading to the card that's named The River is in Danger. The first objective just includes picking numbers that add on to the stat that I want. The second objective is inevitable because all cards lead to all other cards, because it's a fucking web. So once we get her heart stat full, we play the card we need and boom, she's convinced. We didn't win through evidence and rules of legal precedent. We won by stoking the judge's compassion and saying if she does what we want, then life will return to the river. I really hope this isn't how people think the law works. And having the river registered as a human being raises a lot more interesting questions than it provides answers for, doesn't it? But a tutorial match is never a proper indicator of a game, so I played through the entire demo, and you're all welcome. But this has put me in a particularly unique class of individual, as even though there are 1,200 Kickstarters, somehow the all-time peak was less than 21, and I counted every player on every individual day since the demo's been released, and it came out to around 300. And I hope all these people got to move on to the later engagements in the game, where you try to convince people like this woman dressed as the river god at a festival, and this farmer whose brother died because of the continued exploitation of the river. To be honest, this game plays more like a dating simulator, where it intends for the player to convince every single person that they talk to, because they're all heavily predisposed to join the main character. But you can fail. Every engagement is played over a set number of turns, and you're trying to achieve the arbitrary goals in the top left. But if you fail to achieve those goals, you can come back the next week and try again. But this time, every card you've played in previous engagements remains, and you just add on to the web. So inevitably, you will achieve all the goals. It's just a matter of time until they're convinced. And just like Honey Pop 2, I think it's clearly trying to sell a very specific fantasy. Okay, it's not selling the same fantasy, but it's selling its own specific fantasy. And it's my fantasy to get 100 subs. So if you're enjoying the content, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. As a small YouTuber, any and all support goes a long way. Now back to the video. When you don't find yourself in card placing matches, you find yourself in one of 4 other stages. These ones are far more simple. There's the overworld, where you send your teammates out into the world to find and upgrade cards, and what incredible cards they can find. Cards like Inappropriate Joy, Intellectually Superior, and who can ever forget Trauma Dump? You know, all the classics that you remember from Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But also, in From This World map, you can decide if Kuili goes on to do a card duel, or investigates one of those scenes mentioned in the beginning. And I have 2 of my particularly favorite scenes for you guys right now, where you're trying to convince a lawyer to risk her job by handing information over to you so you can destroy the company she works for. Yeah, alright, any interesting documents you could slip me? Is she on our side? Like, what the fuck? She pulls back from me and I realize I've overstepped. She's happy to rant, but not ready to leak. Oh, so we're putting a job at risk. Oh, great, we unlocked the Insist card. No, your career doesn't matter to me. I insist. Oh, yeah, there she is. I like my job here. I have a family to support. Yep, I bet she does. Fuck me, it just gets better. I reassure her that everything she's said so far is just between us, but she's wary of me. Damn, I'll have to build trust with her before she's willing to give me anything. You're fucking lying through your teeth. Oh my god. Wow. Oh, and we lost 5 trust with the engineer. An injustice. An injustice to our cause. Dumb bitch wants to keep her job and feed her family. I had failed to do that because I just hadn't built enough trust with her yet. Or this example, where you take 3 activists that are helping defend and transport a woman out of the city who murdered her husband in front of her children. Don't worry, he was abusive. So the game ensures to tell you the correct moral decision here. No, we have people watching the house. The neighbors are used to loud domestic disturbances. Nothing unusual about tonight. What the fuck? Oh god damn it. Okay, she's seeing reason here. Oh god damn it all to hell. I'm gonna get disbarred? That's the reason? Oh, I can feel myself on the precipice of an anxiety attack, people. Watch out. That would be a tragedy. My inner lawyer emerges in moments of stress, useful in the courtroom, a bit stentorian in other circumstances. But what can you do? My goodness, this is fucking bad. Oh, okay. Do you really think it's justice for Agatha to go to prison? The law applies to everyone. You can't just go around murdering people, especially in front of your kids. Oh God. That's a damned lie, and you know it. The rich and powerful get away with anything and everything. And that justifies a woman murdering her husband in front of her kids. I know he was abusive, but fuck me. There's no right thing to do here, only bad and worse, and we've made our decision. Nope, there's a right thing to do. There is. So in a strange way, these segments are very interesting, but not in the way I think they should be. And the last type of activity you do is just like the other overworld, but it's the weekend overworld, where you send the team out to do events on the weekend so they can level up their stats and recuperate. And that's it. That is what they have to offer on this demo. It was just me and about 299 other people, but now it's all of you that have seen it as well. And I am completely appalled that this thing is getting created. Albeit, it is actually a video game, and people have the right to make whatever the hell they want, then I also maintain the right to call out an appalling piece of morally bankrupt propaganda that is also a terrible video game. I really thought about how I wanted to present this, as an argument or a very pointed critique, but being the demo, anything can change, and I think seeing it for yourself is enough for this video. If or when the game comes to full release, I'll consider doing something more directed, but watch as this game sweeps the game reviewers off their feet. I don't want it to happen, I just think it will. An artistic propaganda piece where victory is all but inevitable and brain cells are not a requirement. It really fits the bill for a new 10 out of 10, doesn't it? But that's it for me today. And again, please make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you want more like it, please subscribe, as it helps me to decide what kind of videos you guys want to see. Stay calm, stay wise, and stay happy. Peace.